And we are going live yet again
Yeah,
this July 31st.
yeah.
Elena Nikolaeva, hello.
Hi, Ron. Good to hear you.
Good to hear you. Good to see you again. Elena is also with the Tourism and Protected Area Specialist Group, working with membership. And
Yeah.
our fine Russian friend is in Glacier National Park in Montana. Elena, can you introduce yourself to everybody?
Sure. Yes, my name is Lisa, and I work for an environmental organization in Russia. It's called Environmental Education Center, Zapovednik. So it's a government organization that works with different protected areas all over the country.
Now,
And
do me a favor. Do me a favor and just slow down
sure.
just a little bit,
Okay. Should I repeat that?
please. It was choppy.
Okay, I'll be slow. So, my name is Elena Nikolaeva for a non-government organization, education. It's a very small government organization that's based in Moscow, in Russia. It was established in 1996. It worked with different affected areas and customers. So we do different projects with our national parks that are aimed at raising public, build public to protected areas, trying to organize different eco itinerary and do things that are protected area. Yeah, right now I'm in Glenville Park, my vacation that I spend my volunteering park. Diverse visitor management. I'm helping here with the surveys, trying to understand people's opinions, different visitors come to Glacier National Park. So we're
Elena, one second. We're getting again. It's just my apologies. We are getting a little bit more of that choppy sound for some crazy reason. Again, when we do our test, it was just fine. Now that we click the record button, at least I'm hearing a choppy sound. You just focus. You're at Glacier National Park, and you're doing what sort of
yeah,
survey?
it's about people experiences here. Like we ask them what did they do here, their experience. So just to spend time in Glacier, his experience, and what they improve, how much time they spend, where they stay, like this kind of thing. Just trying to understand current visitor experiences in the park.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And you've done previous work in Glacier, is that right?
Yes, I studied in my master's. It was 2 years ago. I did tourism and trade management. So I did research in Glacier, so I know this park well. So I spent the whole season just doing in-depth interviews, talking to different people on the trails mainly. The interviews were long; they were like half an hour usually, even times up to an hour. That we're doing this year very short, it's just 5-10 minutes. But I did really interviews about people's vacations, and they was trying to understand their experience through their, possible to say it like that. Yeah, and then I came again, like last year, again to volunteer and to help a little bit observations of parking lots and just again to do some surveys. So that's, I just love coming here.
Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful. Now, can you introduce a little bit of Russia's national parks? Are they visited by,
Okay.
who are they open to visitors, or and who goes to
Mhm.
visit?
Okay, so we have a little different system of protected areas than here in the United States. So our first protected area is actually called Zapovednik, which means a strict nature reserve, was established in 1916. Initially, the zapovedniks were protect biodiversity, so they were established mainly to protect and preserve, and they were not actually aimed at providing opportunities for recreation, is done here in the United States. So for many years, our system was focused on just and actually did a great job in our country to protect a lot of being extinct and biodiversity. but we never actually develop tourism and to encourage recreation in our protected areas until 1983, when the first national park appeared. So now, and the aim of the purpose of national parks is very similar to what we have here in the States, is both protection and purposes for recreation. So now we have 102 Zapadnik Pelagic nature reserves that are still aimed mostly at biodiversity protection, and we have 47 national parks. So the number grew since last, and we're trying to really encourage ecotourism and try to build public awareness and support, and especially 1990s and last like in the beginning of this century, in our country, our ministry is trying to make other people aware what is being done in Nixon National Park, why they appear, what are they doing. People did not understand for many years because these areas were closed for a long time. So scientists and law enforcement people were able to come and spend time in the reserves, but just regular tourists couldn't come. And it was good again for biodiversity, but it created some conflicts between local people, and visitors couldn't understand, potential visitors couldn't understand actually why they exist, these protected areas. So right now we're trying, which still the main focus is still to protect, but we're trying to open a little bit some areas and try to create some environmental trails and ecological trails, interpretive trails, in order to explain people why these protected areas exist and what they can learn from them and what is their value. So this is our main challenge, one of the main challenges, and this is something that I work on, and this is a very interesting topic and has a lot of potential to encourage people to visit and to explain them about our system.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So this is it.
Does the Russian National Park Service have a web page, or is it different groups within Russia, or where would one go for further information?
So, sure. So our national parks and reserves are actually managed by the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment of Russian Federation. So the ministry is responsible for many areas, but national parks and reserves are just one of the areas that they are responsible for. So they have their website. You can go there. I'm not sure, I should check if it's in English or in Russian, but now actually I think every zapovednik and every national park has its own web page, and many of them has information in English as well. And this is where you should visit for the initial information. And some protected areas will have quite sufficient information about how to visit, what are the opportunities for people. Not all of them. We're working on that and trying to encourage protected area managers to develop their websites in a more visitor-friendly way and explain people more about them. But yeah, there are websites, and you can find some information. We also try to publish some brochures so that people in Russia and all over the world know more about our protected areas. Now our system, I hope, will be represented at the World Park Congress in Australia, because we're having an exhibition booth about Russian protected areas. So those who are able to come to Australia may have a chance to come visit us and just learn more about our system. And we will also be doing some side events about Russian Arctic, about marine protected areas, about Kamchatka and Baikal. These are two very beautiful areas, and also about transboundary protected areas. This is something that I'm responsible for. So yes, those who can travel to Australia, just come visit us. World Parks will be there.
Now, the World Parks Congress, that begins November 12th this year in Sydney, Australia. Elena and I have worked with the TAPAS group for the World Parks Congress planning meeting. We met up for the very first time in Cuernavaca. So, again, good to see you again in America. Sorry I can't see you in person. When we talk about the World Parks Congress, how many people from Russia might be going to this event?
I think about 50 people. I mean, those people who work in protected areas and those people whom I know. There might be some other people who just want to come. Maybe there will be people like that. But if kind of a delegation from Russia will be about 50 people, maybe from 40 to 50 people.
And you personally, what are you looking forward to the most at this Congress?
Well, I'm actually responsible for participation of Russian delegation because I also work as a DP regional vice chair for North Eurasia. So I'm the main coordinator between our ministry right now and World Congress people in Australia. So I'm coordinating our exhibition and I'm coordinating our side events. And I'm like my interest is just to make our system valuable for other people, and just I have a lot of foreign friends, foreign colleagues all over the world, and they ask me lots of questions about our protected areas, and it looks like people in countries other than Russia do not know much about our. The goals is actually to make it more valuable and make it more attractive from countries and encourage to come and visit and maybe establish some partnerships and some, I don't know, some joint projects together. Both goes.
Right, right. Are you going to have any time to do a side trip or an excursion into a park in Australia?
Yeah, we actually plan. Of course, I think something is definitely do one day somewhere, but we also plan to do like a week to national parks after that for our delegates. So it's also something I'm working on right now. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely want to have the chance to experience the parks and learn from colleagues there and introduce ourselves too.
Well, that just sounds wonderful, and I'm sure it's going to be a terrific event. Elena, our sound is a little bit choppy during this conversation, so we're going to kind of end this sooner than later. Um,
Okay.
but and I'm just hoping that it sounds better once it's recorded than it sounds in my ears. Although the very beginning was incredibly choppy, but it has gotten
Okay.
better. But I guess listening to shortwave radio for so many years has made me kind of a much more tolerant. Uh, is there anything else that you'd
But
like to say about parks and tourism and where we should be going?
well, I think internet connection is definitely not the best one here. So maybe we can have one when they have much better internet connection, and maybe the sound will be better. And I will get to talk more about my work, share the current things we're working on. So maybe it will be interesting for you.
I think that that is the solution. To anybody who's watching this video, remember that we do have the topless tourism and protected area specialist group information on the Planeta Wiki, on LinkedIn, on SlideShare, on Facebook. I'm slowly convincing Elena to come on board Twitter. Um,
Slowly.
but you know, we are going to do our darndest to get this information out and accessible. And if there is information in Russian, hey, thank you, Google Translate. We can translate that.
Yep.
But we are going to try to do our best to make sure that this information is much more accessible to people, so that we can have not only tourism in parks, but responsible tourism in these parks.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good.
Okay, it is good.
Thank you for the opportunity, and for the last time we talked, I'm looking to further hang out.
Okay, now stay there, Elena, but we're going to stop our broadcast here. So thank you very much.
Thank you.